Hi everybody, Coach Allison back, and we have week 48, Defy Aging. This week is a little bit different. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be 5 stations, but at each station, it's going to be a superset of 2 exercises. So it's only 5 stations, but there are actually 10 different exercises this week. The way we're going to do this is each station is going to be timed for 60 seconds. But at the 30-second mark, you're going to quickly switch from exercise 1 to exercise 2 with as little downtime as possible. So yes, you'll lose a few seconds with the transition, but that's okay. And it'll make more sense once you see my first demonstration. So again, 5 stations, but still a total of 10 exercises. The timing is going to be 60 seconds on, 40 seconds off. And we're going to go through those 5 stations for 3 rounds. All right, so let's do some demonstrations here. All right, station 1 is a TRX row to a bicep curl, and that is our first superset, station 1. And you'll notice I have some dumbbells on the floor, and when you're doing this station, I want you to have the dumbbells nearby, and I'll show you how, for this first demonstration, of course, I'll show you how this is going to work. So again, like I mentioned in that intro, the timing is 60 seconds, and at the 30-second mark, halfway through, we're going to switch from exercise 1 to exercise 2 as quickly as possible. So we want as little downtime as possible. So first exercise is our TRX row, which our longtime participants will know. Let yourself come back. The farther down I step my feet, the harder this becomes because I'm making my body lower to the ground. Okay, keep your shoulders down, elbows in tight, palms are facing inward in a neutral grip. If I want to make it a little bit lighter on myself, I'm going to step my feet up. But we don't want to pull up so far that you put slack in the TRX like this. So only come up until that would happen. So you want to keep tension on the TRX at all times. Recline all the way back so that your arms are straight at the back position, meaning we don't want to stop here when the elbows are still bent. Let yourself go all the way back. So you do this for the first 30 seconds. Your coach will hopefully, I want the coaches to give about a 3 to 5 second warning before the 30-second mark, the halfway point. So your coach will count down, 3, 2, 1. You're going to stop and drop that. Go right to your dumbbells. And as quickly as possible, we switch to bicep curls. And I want these to be palms forward. So we're doing a different type of grip than we did with the TRX row. And for the remaining 30 seconds of the set, we do the bicep curls. And yes, I know that we lose a few seconds transitioning, so by the time you get to the curls, it will probably be more like 25 seconds remaining, but that's okay. So that is how these circuits are going to run. Let's go to the next circuit and show you the next one. Our next superset is a kettlebell deadlift to a body weight lunge. Quick little change here. So the kettlebell deadlift we do quite often. So our longtime participants will know these. FYI, I also tried to make the 2 exercises at each station easily transitionable. So I think this one should do the trick as well. So we have our kettlebell, and many of you know the deadlift. It's a hinge, so not a squat. So it's a hip hinge, not a knee bend. Although you do put a slight bend in the knee, as you can see. We start in the top position, hinging at my hip. As I do that, my hips just naturally shift back. Okay, so as my hips go back, my upper body comes forward and down. Slight bend in my knees, keeping my back really flat. So watch my back now. What we don't want to do is round the back like this. To fix that, if that is happening, I'm going to pop my hips out and kind of retract my shoulders. And as you can see, that fixed that back position. Only go so low until you feel a nice stretch pulling sensation in the hamstring here, and then that's low enough. What we don't want to do is go all the way to the floor like this. We don't want the head to go lower than the heart. So you do want to keep the chest from dropping too low like this. So we will do our kettlebell deadlifts for the first 30 seconds. Your coach will call out 3, 2, 1 for the halfway point. You're going to set that down, maybe take a step back, and we're going to go into alternating reverse lunges. Body weight only. We don't need weight for this. Okay, I'll turn to the side to review some notes about the reverse lunges. Keep your chest up tall, meaning so we don't want to fall We don't want the chest to fall like this. Okay, take a big step back. If you take too small of a step, it kind of doesn't, the alignment doesn't work out with the lower body, the knees and the hips and the ankles. So we do want a big step back. You have to allow that back foot to roll up onto the toe. If we're trying to force the heel down of the back foot, it just doesn't work, right? Because then we can't bend this knee. So watch my back foot. We have to roll up to the toe. Then we can allow that knee to bend. If you do need some balance assistance, feel free to do this along a wall or near the racks, perhaps, to put your hand for some balance. That's totally fine because lunges are a lot of balance. But yeah, alternating reverse lunges right after that kettlebell deadlift. So this is a lower body focused superset. Station 3, superset 3, is a mountain climber to a low plank hold. The low plank refers to being on the elbows as opposed to the hands. So the mountain climber, we're going to be on an incline here. Okay, so we'll start in this position. A lot of ways you can do mountain climbers. There's kind of 3 options. We can start by tapping one foot in at a time. Okay, we can start like this and do kind of a hop. Okay, or we can run them. This is the hardest way. Whichever option you choose, it's very important that your shoulders are almost pretty much stacked right on top of your wrists. See how my shoulders are almost directly on top of my wrist? By that I mean we don't want to be slipping back here, okay? And we especially don't want the hips way up like this, okay? You should be able to, so this is a pretty easy to move item, but I should be able to do my mountain climber and not push this forward. If you're pushing your thing forward, your shoulders are not stacked on top of your hands. You shouldn't be creating a pushing forward movement. It should be, the pressure should be going straight down with those hands stacked right on top, or those shoulders stacked right on top of hands. Now, you can do this on the floor if you feel like you're ready to progress to the floor. That does make it significantly harder. Feel free to take any of those options I just showed you and take them to the floor if you are ready for that. So that is the mountain climber. We do 30 seconds of that. And then your coach will call out the 30-second mark, 3, 2, 1, and we turn it into a low plank hold, which is the elbows. And from here, we hold it stationary. Again, though, all the same things. Now shoulders are over elbows, but we're not doing hips up like this. We're not way back here pushing into the item. Again, I do have the wall here, but if I didn't, my box shouldn't be pushing. My shoulders are right on top of my elbows, but if they're back, now my box is pushing. So the pushing shouldn't be happening. Whew. Again, you can do all that stuff on the floor if you are ready for that step. That is a progression. It does make it harder. So whatever works for you, incline, floor, and then we have all of those options. If you're on the floor, you can definitely do a knee plank option for the holding plank. Next up is a medicine ball slam to a lateral floor run. So this is a mostly cardio circuit for the whole minute. So medicine ball slams, we all know. You slam it right in front of you, catch it, and keep that going. Some of their clubs have more of the slam balls that they have dead weight. They have sand as opposed to foam, so they might not bounce. Whatever kind of ball your club has, fine. Just keep that going for 30 seconds. Your coach will call out halfway, 3, 2, 1, and return into a lateral floor run, which goes in, out, out. Staying on the balls of your feet, I'll turn to the side so you can kind of see my feet. Notice how my heels aren't really, if they're touching the ground, it's very light, but I'm not like stomping the ground. I'm staying very light on my feet. Okay, so going in, out, out for the pattern. So that way we're getting a up and down movement with the ball, and then we're getting some lateral movement. So we're getting a really good mix there for our cardio station. But yeah, that is our medicine ball lateral floor run. Last station, it's an overhead press to a dumbbell racked squat. So this is going to be a lot of shoulders, plus of course some legs for the squats. But we got our weights, of course. And for the first 30 seconds, it's a standard overhead press. you can choose to do this palms forward or palms turned in. I would recommend palms forward because when we do the racked squat, we're going to turn them this way and hold them like this. So just for the variety of a slight variation in positioning, it would be my recommendation to do the presses like this. Anyway, so we have 30 seconds of this. And then 3, 2, 1, your coach will call out. We turn the weights in. Don't let them rest. We've done these a lot recently, right? We've been doing this rack position a lot. Don't let them rest on the shoulder, but kind of right in front. Elbows tight in so the elbows aren't way out here. And we go into some squats. Don't let those weights fall down like this. Okay, so you got to use a lot of core muscles to kind of keep your chest up so we're not letting the chest fall down. And a lot of the shoulder muscles that you just did a lot of work with this. A lot of shoulder muscles to keep the arms up here and not let the arms dip down here. I'm going to recommend you go a little bit lighter with your weight selection than you might normally just with maybe a 30-second set of presses, because shoulders tire out very quickly, just in general, and it's going to be a full minute of shoulders here between the presses and the hold. So like if you would normally grab 12s here, maybe go for 10s or 8s, drop a couple pounds. That's going to be my recommendation. Anyways, so here is our position for the racked squats. Again, I'm using a lot of core muscles, so I'm not letting my chest fall. And I'm using a lot of shoulder muscles to not let the arms fall. So it's a lot going on. And yeah, that's going to be a really challenging station, I think, on those shoulders. So you have 3 rounds. So if the weights you pick for round 1 is maybe a little heavy, you do have 2 more rounds to try some different weights. But yeah, let's give that one a try. All right, the team builder is a stability ball caterpillar walk relay, something like that. This one's really hard to demonstrate by myself. So, but the coaches will know what this is because I know it's been a team builder in some of the other team sessions we have. But so you might have to split, depending on how large your session is, you might have to split it up into groups, depending on how many of these stability balls you have. You can use all different sizes of these. So grab all the ones that your club has. So this would be, pretend this wall is a human being. And then I'm the next human being. And then there's another human being in front of me, and there would be another ball in front of me. So it goes person, ball, person, ball, person, ball. And you're, separating yourselves with one of the stability balls. The goal, though, is to walk. Try to do like a controlled walk, like a caterpillar, and continue walking. We're going to do 1 lap around the turf. So you have to do some turning and not let any of the stability balls fall. So you have to work as a team, kind of keep the same speed and tempo, keep a little pressure between the ball and the next person in front of you and behind you. Yeah, it's really, really fun. It's a riot. You'll get a lot of laughter going. If one of the balls falls, that's fine. Pick it up, keep going. The goal is to just get around the turf. If you have to split up into teams, that's fine. Just go until everyone gets to go at least once. And let's just have some fun with this. The goal on this one, more so than anything physical, is more of the teamwork. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this week. So yeah, that is our stability ball caterpillar. All right, and that is week 48 for Defy Aging. I hope everyone enjoys this workout. It's a little bit different, maybe some new movements, and I'll see you back in week 49.